If you don't know anything about Bitcoins already, all you really need to know up front is that it's an online cryptocurrency and the current price is 453 US dollars to one Bitcoin. And links to the description to find those live charts are in the description. And as myself, you're probably wondering to yourself if Bitcoins is still worth your time. And most of the information I'm going to be saying will hold true for the next couple months at least. It's currently December 2015 right now, so probably for the next couple months this is still going to be probably the same case. And to put it shortly, before I go into more detail, the answer is yes. And the answer is also no. So it depends on what you're going to be doing with Bitcoins and what you want to get out of it. So I'll get into that. So the first feature of Bitcoins, and probably one of the easiest way to earn Bitcoins, is something called fauceting. And you can do it on like mobile applications or through websites. And basically what it is, you'll go onto these websites and you'll either perform a task like clicking on an ad or clicking on a refresher or just even sitting on the page, and it'll slowly accumulate the amount of Bitcoins that you can earn, and then you redeem them into your account. So you can earn some Bitcoins doing this, but it's not a very fast way. You'll only make like a couple of dollars every week or two, so you do earn some Bitcoins, but it's not really worth it. I wouldn't completely recommend it, but I'll leave some in the description so that if you want to click on some faucets and check them out for yourself, earn a little bit of Bitcoins, there's at least that. So the next feature I'm going to be talking about is something called mining, and there's two kinds of mining, which are cloud mining and just regular hardware mining. So essentially, if you're going to be doing hardware mining, that's when you download a program on your computer and you plug in some hardware into it, or you can buy like external power supplies and hook up all these local mining rigs at your house basically, and you start earning money from that because you use the hardware and the programs, and essentially the hardware solves algorithms, and then once you solve problems, in a nutshell, you basically get paid for using your hardware to decode the problems that essentially cause the value of the Bitcoin, without getting too in depth into that. So like I said, hardware mining, it's not as worth it as it is now, because as Bitcoins has been around for a longer amount of time, the difficulty of the hash or problem solving rate has gone really high, so it won't really be worth it to invest in hardware mining unless you have a couple of $1,000s to invest in terahash mining hardware. So other than that, it's not really worth it. You could do it, and if you didn't want to spend a lot of money on local hashing, you'd probably only be making about like a couple pennies a day, even if you put in a couple $100s into it. So if you're only trying to get into it for like the thrill of saying that you're a Bitcoin miner, then go ahead, but you're probably not going to make a profit. So the other type of mining is cloud mining, which back when, about a year ago, when Bitcoins had its highest potential to make a profit, this was a really great idea, because rather than you buying your own hardware that you'd have to set up at your house and pay electricity bills and constantly monitor it and do maintenance and everything, you could actually go onto a website and buy cloud mining power from somebody else that has hundreds of terabytes of mining power set up, and essentially you'll get a cut of the work that that hardware does. So say you could buy like half a terabyte of mining power from them, and essentially you'd buy a contract with them, and it would last for a certain period of time, and all of your profits would go to your Bitcoin wallet. This is probably used to be one of the most promising methods of making Bitcoins, but unfortunately now, after the Bitcoins really dropped about half a year ago, a lot of the cloud mining services canceled any services or any mining production, because the profitability for them just dropped, and there wasn't really even a point to do that because they'd be losing money for maintenance and paying people out. So wouldn't really advise that. So one of the most basic uses of Bitcoin is to simply use it as an online currency. This is probably one of the most useful uses for it. So basically you would just take some of your US dollars or whatever currency you're using, euros, you name it, and you would basically deposit that into your Bitcoin wallet and trade it out for Bitcoins. So as the Bitcoin price fluctuates, which it fluctuates every couple minutes, every couple seconds, you could essentially watch your money. So say you put in $20 into it, you could essentially watch it grow to like $21, $22, or on the other side, you could watch it fall to $19, $18. But if you have a lot of money, this doesn't really matter too much. But it will fluctuate. But all using it in your Bitcoin wallet will do is allow you to use it on sites that actually permit Bitcoin use, which are becoming more popular. And I'm sure they'll become even more in the future, and it'll probably make the popularity of Bitcoins rise as well, because there are a lot of sites that are starting to use it. So if you don't really want to make a profit from Bitcoins and you just want to use Bitcoins, that's still perfectly fine, and I'd still advise that. So probably the last function of Bitcoins is kind of like buying and trading them. So similar to stocks, you could either buy someone else's Bitcoins on the market, or you could sell them, you can trade them. There's a lot of Bitcoin trading markets out there, so do a little bit of research and see which ones that you see the best reviews for. They're all basically the same thing, it's buying and selling. But this is probably the most promising function if you have a lot of time and money to invest in it. If you don't already know a lot about buying and selling things on a trading platform like that, it is going to be a little bit of a learning curve, just so that you don't attempt to do it and then you completely fail and lose a lot of money into it. So recap for that, it is very promising only if you have the time and money willing to invest, and probably make a couple mistakes here and there, because that's kind of comes with buying and selling. All in all, there are a couple varying answers, but hopefully you guys learned a little bit about Bitcoins. There's a couple, there is potential left in it. It's just you have to kind of figure out how much you want out of it and what you want to do with it. So if there's any more information you want to know about Bitcoins or any of the methods and features that I talked about, leave a comment below. I'd love to answer those or find some more information out about it for you. If you like this video, go ahead and throw up a like. If you want more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.